Welcome to the channel, Gaming Army, and if it's your first stop by the channel, welcome to you as well. Today I've got two exciting domination drops coming your way, and we're going to talk about the Trebuchet. No, not that Trebuchet. This Trebuchet. It's not your grandpa's Trebuchet. It's actually the hero Trebuchet known as the Loup De Guerre. And the reason we're spending so much time talking about hero mechs is because right now, as of the time of the posting of this video, Phase 4 of the 2023 Big Beach Party sponsored by PGI is already underway. And as you play your way through each of the phases, you can earn redemption points. Once you have enough redemption points, you can get yourself a free hero mech. If you get all of the redemption points, you will have wound up with a hero mech from each of the weight classes. So that's 4 hero mechs with 4 mech bays, all for just playing the game. And that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface on what you're going to get out of the loot bags. So if you're thinking about playing MechWarrior Online, now is the perfect time to get into the game because you can earn all of this free in-game content to kickstart your career. And to help you out, I've been reviewing lots and lots of hero mechs to try and give you more information on your decision making of which hero mechs to choose. Now, some of you right away are saying, I would never pick a Trebuchet. And I would say, okay, fair enough, because it does kind of have a bad reputation of being a hot, squishy mech that doesn't carry a lot of firepower. It was intended originally as an LRM support mech, but it just really isn't one of the better LRM carriers, and especially at 50 tons. Again, tends to be pretty squishy, easy to take off the board, and it just doesn't carry enough firepower. However, the Trebuchet hero, the Loup De Guerre, may just change your minds on that. So our first domination match on Rubelite Oasis is going to play out in the background while we roll up our sleeves and get into everything Trebuchet Loup De Guerre related. And we're going to start, as we start all the reviews, at the beginning. When you pick up this mech and get it in its stock format, fresh from the mech factory, here's what you're going to find. When we look under the hood, you've got 2 SRM-4s, 2 Streak SRM-2s, 2 medium pulse lasers, a Beagle active probe, an AMS pod with 1 ton of ammo, 3 jump jets, and a top speed of 105.3 kph. Now, it's not the best alpha in the world at 37.2, and the heat management, it could be a little problematic how you play this because it's got a heat delta of 1.15. So it's going to run a little bit hot in stock loadout. However, you've got plenty of room in this chassis to make some serious changes to the mech, and I think you're going to like how it shakes out in the end. And speaking of things shaking out, I think you're going to like how this action shakes out on this particular drop because we're going toe-to-toe with an enemy Blood Asp. Now, we've managed to take his torso, and we can finish up going through his back that we started for our first kill of the match. Now, I've been running around the board, jumping up and down, and being evasive and maneuvering all over the place as much as possible, and that's because this is a very maneuverable mech. I went after the Blood Asp because he was out of position, all by himself, out there on the fringes, and I can't just let him sit back and pepper my team with firepower unmolested at long range. Now, jumping back into the action, literally, we have found a Black Knight, and he is open CT. We've just got to dance back and forth and get enough damage to, yes, pop through his center torso for our second kill, and there is something or other. We get a snapshot on, I think it was a Hunchback, kill him, turn around, get another snapshot on the Summoner, and that is 4 kills right in a row, and that's going to bring this match to an end. Switching over to our end screen on this, we wound up with our 4 kills, 7 components destroyed, 625 damage done. heading into our next match. This is Domination on Mining Collective, and I hope after that first drop I have your attention. And if for some reason I don't, well, let's continue our talk about the Trebuchet with quirks, because you're really going to like this. So looking at our quirks, we've got obviously the 30% C-Bill bonus due to all hero mechs. We have some nice quirks on the armor, plus 10s and 12s to the center torsos and arms, making the arms very beefy, plus 8 all the way up to plus 12 in structure across the mech. So it's got better survivability. Now where things get really interesting is when we look at firepower, plus 10% pulse laser range, plus 5% energy range, see how those stack, minus 10% missile spread, that can be skilled up, plus 10% missile velocity, I think there's a skill for that too if I'm not mistaken, minus 10% cooldown, minus 10% heat, plus 10% overall range. Those are some nice quirks and give you a lot to work with. And speaking of a lot to work with, a lot of you are looking at the right-hand corner of the screen, and it may not become very apparent at first that I've done any changes at all to this mech, because you're thinking, that looks pretty much like a stock loadout. Well, it kind of is, but it's not. So let's take a look at what I've done in the way of changes on my build. Popping the hood on my mech, we've got 2 medium pulse lasers, 2 SRM2s, 2 SRM4s, an AMS pod with 1 ton of ammo, 3 jump jets. Wait, this really does sound like a stock loadout. 105.3 kph. What on earth is going on? Well, okay, so I got rid of the streak missiles. That's just not my playstyle. I don't like the lock time for the streaks. Yes, I get it that they track, but that's just how I wanted to do it. I got rid of the Beagle active probe and did some other changes to the chassis, allowing me to get a little weight savings. And what I did with that weight savings is actually add equipment. So the engine didn't change. I'm still at 105.3 kph. With the changes in the weapons, my alpha went up slightly from 37.2 to 37.7. Where this pays off is in 2 unrelated categories. One is the heat. Remember what I said in the stock loadout, you had a 1.15 heat delta. This mech has a 1.32 heat delta. Still a little on the toastier side, but much, much more manageable. The big unseen story of this is that in the stock loadout, you had 320 armor plates of a possible 338. This mech is maxed. 338 of 338, that is buffed by those quirks we talked about, and then you skill it on top of that, and it makes this little mech quite the beast on the battlefield. Much more survivable than most enemy pilots are going to give it credit for. So use that to your advantage, as well as that 105 kph speed and those 3 jump jets, and you should do just fine. It's up to you whether or not you want to switch out streak missiles or not, but personally, I just want to see it and shoot it and not wait for that lock time. But I get it. Streak missiles do have their place, and they are a very valuable weapon. It's just not my playstyle because I like those snapshots like we saw earlier. And if the content thus far has been mildly entertaining, why don't you take a snapshot at the like button, give it a thumbs up, and if the information has been helpful in the least, why not consider joining the Sleepless Nights Gaming Army? We're building a great community of people here at Sleepless Nights Gaming. You can be a member of that. Just hit the subscribe button. Be sure to turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future content. Getting back into the action on this drop, I have managed to stay mobile and agile this entire time, bouncing from enemy to enemy and getting in shots wherever possible, never really staying focused on one target too long, except for, this one here. Yeah, he punches through that center torso. It was opened up because that Marauder from earlier really wanted take me out of the game, and he managed to open up that center torso. Now, I did go quite a while with an open center torso, but you knew that wasn't going to necessarily last forever. So now we're going to see, can my team bring this one home across the finish line? That's going to be the real question. The assassin is very beat up, and that explains why he's doing the pokey approach here, because all of his torsos are open. I don't know if he's running XL or not, but the side torsos are that nice orangey color, and his center torso is open as well, and that's why he is using his teammate for backup and support. Oh yeah, nice spin move, nice jump to get away, just to make sure that that Timby doesn't land a lucky shot on all of these juicy open components he's got. And he's still hanging around. See that low signal? The question is, where is he? Nope, he's not down there. That means he's got to be... Oh, there he is. Right on the other side of that. And stuck on terrain. Bad position. Oof. The assassin goes down, but that's okay. It bought time for our Marauder to close in. And the Timby is one touch center torso, and there it is. That's going to bring this drop to a close. And when we go to the end screen on this one, while we didn't end up getting a kill, we got 10 assists, so we were spreading the love. And look at that, 627 damage done.